everybody, so in this video we're going to be looking at how to upgrade your existing Pi version 1 stacks to Pi version 2. So here we're going to look at the demo 1 from the Pi project file. And here I have the old implementation, and here I have the new implementation with Pi 2. And we're going to look at the differences that we have. So first off, you'll notice that the syntax, and probably the biggest change here, is the syntax with the macros. So before, when we wanted to access the pixels, which again is this text input here that has the field name of pixels, you'll notice that we had two curly braces. That syntax has changed, and now we're going to use a $ with single curly braces. So a minor change, but a really good one. The reason for this was done was so that we have less conflict with stacks such as feeds and total CMS that use the two curly brace syntax. Some other changes that we'll notice here is that the process formula as text, that setting is now gone. Pi essentially is now it added a bunch of smarts to figure out on its own whether or not you want to process something as text or as a math. So that's a nice thing. That setting has been completely eliminated. So if you were using the setting before, you don't need to worry about it any longer. Now in Pi version 4, it had three actions. You had the ability to update the HTML, edit a form, and CSS. Now, updating the HTML was something that just always happened all the time. However, in version 2, if you were using that feature, basically updating something with a class such as this pi-rem, you're going to want to make sure that you check the HTML action here. And then if you had any prefixes and suffixes there, that's where you would add that. And then conversely, if you wanted to use form, we now have form fields and CSS. We have the CSS properties as well. All of this here has pretty much remained the same from version 1. It's just that the settings and the organization of them have been modified slightly to be easier to use. So the last bit that we have here is the syntax for demo 15. And essentially what happened in here is we wanted to make sure that the syntax was kind of similar to what we did for the generic macros. So here before we had to enclose this in quotes because we had this process text as formula. Again, that's been automated now, so we don't need those quotes any longer. And then we have the two curly braces and a hashtag cities. And then here we had two curly braces with the dot to actually put in the city. And then here we would then close out that loop for cities with a slash, two curly braces around it. Not too dissimilar here is if we look at the syntax, we have an @ sign with one curly brace. And then for the dots, we again eliminated and went down to just one curly brace as well. And then to close it out, we have a one curly brace with the slash to close out our loop.